Golden Week is a series of 4 national holidays in Japan, spanning 7 days, and is one of the country's busiest travel periods, alongside New Year and Obon, a summer festival that honours the spirits of ancestors. When combined with weekends, it becomes a peak time for travel, with crowded trains, airports, and tourist destinations, and accommodations in popular areas often booked fully well in advance. The holidays begin on April 29th with Showa Day, which celebrates the birthday of Emperor Showa, who ruled until 1989. May the 3rd marks Constitution Day, commemorating the enactment of Japan's post-war constitution in 1947. Greenery Day follows on May the 4th, dedicated to nature and the environment, reflecting Emperor Showa's love for plants. Finally, May the 5th is Children's Day, a celebration of the health and success of boys, traditionally observed with carp streamers and samurai doll displays, symbolising strength and prosperity. A similar event for girls is held on the 3rd of March each year. During Golden Week of 1998, on Sunday the 3rd of May, 48-year-old Shizuka Noriko, a housewife residing in Shirai City, Chiba Prefecture, ascended a Kageyama in Gunma Prefecture. Alongside her were her husband, daughter, grandchild, uncle, aunt, and mother-in-law, all of whom were headed for the Sanyazawa Akagi Shrine, a serene and historic site located about halfway up Mount Akagi. Surrounded by lush forests and offering stunning views of the surrounding landscape, the shrine is dedicated to the deities of Mount Akagi, a revered volcanic mountain in Japanese mythology. The tranquil setting, coupled with the crisp mountain air, makes it a popular destination for visitors seeking spiritual solace and a connection to nature. The family's trip to the shrine was intended for worship and to admire the vibrant azaleas. The area was fairly crowded, with many other families visiting during Golden Week to pray and make offerings. However, upon arriving around 11:30 a.m. on May the 3rd, they were met with heavy rain, the downpour quashing any hopes of admiring the flowers in bloom. Despite the weather, Noriko's husband and uncle decided to brave the rain and visit the shrine to pray, while Noriko and the rest of the group remained in the car. While waiting in the parking lot, Noriko suddenly decided to leave the car, stating that she would offer a donation at the shrine. Around noon, she stepped out alone, wearing only sandals and carrying a 101 yen offering, seemingly eager to catch up with her husband and uncle who had already gone ahead to the shrine. Shortly after Noriko left the car, her daughter stepped out to calm her child and caught sight of her mother. Instead of heading towards the shrine's approach, Noriko was standing on a forest road in a grove, located in the opposite direction of the shrine. Noriko's daughter looked away briefly to attend to her child, then glanced back at her mother. She was surprised that upon looking back at the forest path, her mother was nowhere to be seen. Noriko's daughter realised that her mother had left behind her bag, wallet, and hearing aid, something she always carried due to her poor hearing. Concerned, her daughter left the car approximately 6 minutes after last seeing Noriko and searched for her, hoping to give the hearing aid to her, but she found no trace of her anywhere. Noriko had experienced issues with her right ear specifically, and during times of low atmospheric pressure, she would often feel unwell and occasionally faint. This condition caused her daughter to worry about her mother's well-being. When Noriko's husband and uncle returned from their visit to the shrine, she asked if they had seen Noriko, but neither had encountered her. This raised an unsettling conclusion. Since the two men never crossed paths with Noriko, it seemed clear that she had never been on her way to the shrine at all. Alarmed, the family searched the area but found no sign of her, and at around 1:30 p.m. on the 3rd of May, her family filed a missing person report at Ogo police station in Maebashi, prompting an immediate search that evening with 80 police officers and firefighters involved. A police dog was also brought in to assist with the investigation, but the rain made it difficult for the dog to track Noriko's scent, particularly once the trail reached areas with heavy foot traffic. The search persisted for 10 days, engaging a total of 100 personnel, and included mountain and aerial searches as well as interviews with local residents. Despite these efforts, no sign of Noriko was found, and no personal belongings or other evidence surfaced. The police received about 20 reports of potential sightings, but none provided enough evidence to bring the case closer to a resolution. Despite the massive 10-day search involving the local police and fire brigade, no clues were found to indicate what had happened to Noriko. What began as an innocent gesture soon unfolded into a baffling event that would capture nationwide attention. Noriko was living a seemingly content and ordinary life with her husband and daughter. Therefore, her sudden vanishing puzzled her family and friends. On the day of her disappearance, Noriko, who stood at 156 centimetres or 5 foot 1 inches tall, wore a pink long-sleeved shirt, a black skirt, and hibiscus-patterned blue sandals. Despite the rain, she carried a bright red umbrella, making her attire stand out in the setting of the mountain shrine. Given the number of visitors during Golden Week, it was surprising that despite her striking outfit and the fact the family's car was parked just 5 minutes away from the shrine, no reliable sightings of her were reported afterwards. Furthermore, no one reported noticing any suspicious individuals or unusual noises. During her search, Noriko's daughter encountered a group of 3 individuals wearing unusual hats that were pulled low over their heads, which led to further suspicions of some sort of foul play. These individuals have never been identified, and it is unknown if they have anything to do with Noriko's disappearance. On May the 4th, the day after Noriko's vanishing, there were reports of someone resembling her being spotted on a forest road near Akagi Fudo Falls, roughly 3 kilometers north of Sanyasawa Akagi Shrine. However, the credibility of this sighting remains uncertain. 7 months after Noriko's disappearance, a home video recorded near Akagi Shrine around the time she went missing was unexpectedly submitted to a television station by the cameraman. In the footage, a small figure strongly resembling Noriko was seen holding an umbrella, seemingly directed towards someone. However, the identity of the person she was facing remained unknown, and Noriko's family were unconvinced that the woman in the footage was her. Since her disappearance, the family received several silent phone calls with area codes from Osaka and Yonago, but they led nowhere. Desperate for answers, the family appeared on television programs like The Door of Miracles, The Power of TV, in an effort to find Noriko, but their search yielded no results. In 2008, a decade after her disappearance, the Gunma Prefectural Police distributed 500 flyers containing her photo and other details, continuing their efforts to uncover what happened to her. That year, Noriko was legally declared deceased. There are numerous theories about what happened to Noriko on that fateful day. One theory proposes that Noriko may have staged her disappearance to make it appear as though she had run away. However, this trip was not of her own choosing. It was actually suggested by her mother-in-law on the morning of the day in question. This, alongside another theory suggesting she could have been having an affair and subsequently run away, it seems unlikely she could have quickly arranged such a plan, especially in a distant location like Gunma Prefecture. Additionally, it would be highly unusual for her to disappear without any money, luggage, or even her hearing aids. It was also reported that her marriage was a happy one, with no obvious issues in the relationship. Another theory proposes that Noriko may have been involved in some kind of accident. Noriko may have possibly experienced a dizzy spell from her ear issues and subsequently collapsed. However, no evidence was found to support this. Possible alternative scenarios include falling from a cliff, a traffic accident on a mountain road, or attacked by a bear. However, there are no cliffs in the area where she could have fallen, and a traffic accident would likely have caused immediate attention. Additionally, if she had been attacked by a wild animal such as a bear, evidence such as clothing or body parts would have been found, but none were discovered. With her apparent intention to visit the shrine, Noriko took 101 yen with her, and this particular number is fuel for another theory, suggesting Noriko possibly started life anew. Feng Shui is an ancient Chinese practice that seeks to harmonize individuals with their environment by arranging objects and spaces in a way that promotes balance, positive energy, and well-being. In Feng Shui, the number 101 is seen as a favourable symbol, representing new beginnings, personal growth, and the potential for positive transformation. The 1 stands for fresh starts, while the 0 enhances this energy, symbolising boundless opportunities and infinite possibilities for change and progress. A theory put forward by psychic Gail St. John during a television broadcast suggested that Noriko was initially abducted by someone with the intent to assault her. According to Gail, after the assault, the perpetrator released Noriko, but she was unconscious from a head injury and accidentally fell off a cliff. However, there has been no concrete evidence to support this claim. Additionally, Mount Akagi is known for its gentle slopes, and the area has very few cliffs, making this scenario highly unlikely. There were also theories suggesting Noriko may have engaged in a new religious movement and disappeared to become a nun. Another theory proposes that Noriko's disappearance was a staged hoax by the family, designed to collect insurance money. However, the family filed a missing person report on the day she disappeared and would have been questioned by the police, making it difficult to believe they would risk orchestrating such a high-profile and elaborate scheme. Moreover, the group consisted of 7 people: Noriko, her uncle, aunt, mother-in-law, husband, daughter, and grandchild, and it seemed unlikely they could have all acted in collusion to pull off such a plan. Another theory suggests that Noriko may have been abducted by North Korea or another foreign entity. There were tapes showing that Noriko was studying Korean in her free time. Given her sudden disappearance and the absence of credible witness accounts, it's difficult to rule out the possibility of abduction. However, if such an abduction were planned, it would likely have taken place in a more discreet location, making it illogical for anyone to carry out a kidnapping at a shrine in Gunma during the busy Golden Week. Throughout Japan's history, there have been numerous legends of people being mysteriously taken or, quote, spirited away, a term used to describe an unexplained disappearance, often attributed to supernatural forces or deities. The Akagi Shrine is known for its spirited away legends. For example, in 1944, during the Pacific War, an elderly couple named Takahashi visited the shrine to pray for the safety of their son who had gone off to war, but they mysteriously vanished afterwards. Similarly, in the Taisho era, an 18-year-old girl who came to pray before her wedding disappeared without a trace. The shrine was also once a well-known site for a midnight shrine ritual, during which straw dolls were frequently nailed to the thick trunk of a large cedar tree behind the shrine. Given the many enigmatic aspects surrounding Noriko's case, some have suggested she was a victim of such an abduction. However, once again, this theory falls into the realm of the occult and lacks any concrete evidence to support it. There have been numerous reported incidents of women being attacked in the Akagi Shrine area in the past. At the turn of the century, a 70-year-old woman was reportedly sexually assaulted, and in 2002, a 16-year-old schoolgirl was abducted and murdered there. In 2012, the remains of a woman, including a skull, were found on Mount Akagi. The woman was estimated to be in her 20s or 30s at the time of her death. The identity of this woman is unknown. It is possible that Noriko fell victim to a similar attack and cannot be ruled out as a possibility. Known in Japan as the Akagi Shrine housewife disappearance, Noriko's case has continued to puzzle authorities and loved ones alike. The case was officially closed in 2008 with no resolution. Noriko's disappearance remains unsolved, with the circumstances surround her vanishing remaining an enduring mystery.